I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the worst person you've ever interviewed.
No, that's not possible.
Ooh.
Candice, what's the hardest part about being you? What's a talent you have that most people don't know?
Packing light.
What are you really bad at?
Math.
Who would you like to trade jobs with for a week?
My sister.
What's the funniest thing you've ever read about yourself on the internet?
That I look like a frog.
Favorite color?
Pink.
Favorite food?
Pho. Which I know is pho, but like I also say croissant, not croissant, so.
Favorite place to visit?
Cape Town.
Favorite book?
Oh. Right now, Super Nanny.
What is your spirit animal?
I don't really understand that because like I'm not an animal. People say I'm their spirit animal, so the whole thing is very confusing to me. I don't know. A poodle.
Nice. Who has made you the most starstruck?
Oh, when I was bartending, when I first moved here, Paul Rubin, Pee Wee Herman, I like about died when he walked up to the bar.
What have you learned about yourself from being in business?
That I'm tougher than I give myself credit for.
What's the best thing about being Mrs. Casey Neistat?
When people are nice to me, it's nice.
What's the worst thing?
Just hectic all the time. I'm just exhausted being near it.
What is your definition of the perfect day?
Sleeping in, faux lunch, more sleeping, cuddling with my baby, Netflix, Chinese food, and more sleep.
What makes you mad?
Everyone.
What was your first job?
First job on the books was gift wrapping at Williams-Sonoma for Christmas.
If you could live in any era, what would it be?
The 70s, California beach.
If you could take lessons from any expert, what would you learn and from whom?
Okay, so there's this guy I'm obsessed with, Mark Limones, and sometimes I tell the girls that work for me they should watch his show just as like a little like tutorial.
You mean the prophet, Marcus?
Yeah, the prophet, Marcus Limones.
Yeah.
I love him. I want him to sit down with me and like tell me what I'm doing right and wrong.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Moody, obsessive, funny.
What's the best advice you've ever been given?
What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst advice?
Stick to your plan.
What's your worst habit?
I burp a lot, loud.
What's your pet peeve?
People chewing with their mouth open.
How often are you wrong?
Every day. Whoops. Whoops is a word I use a lot.
What game show would you like to be on most?
Survivor. I don't think I'd make it very far.
What are you afraid of? Be honest.
My parents dying.
Do you have a superpower?
Yes. No. Maybe. Sometimes I dream things that actually happen. I just have to figure out how to realize that it's gonna happen before it happens instead of recognizing that it happened in a dream before it happened, so I can like use it for good.
When do you feel the most creative?
Okay, so I realize that when I get massages, the ideas for jewelry designs and things and plans come to me so I think I need to get more massages.
And finally, your best advice for entrepreneurs.
Everyone's gonna say you can't, but if you're a true entrepreneur, then you know when you have an idea, it's this fire that does not go away and you can't stop until you do something about it. And it's like this itch you have to scratch, and the only way to scratch the itch is to do things. So that's the advice. If you don't have that itch, then you're not a real entrepreneur, and I would say get a job. I'm Candice Pool Neistat, and you're watching Behind the Brand with Bryan Elliott.